Hello there, my name's Anthony Burrows. I'm 21 years old, on the autistic spectrum, living in Devon, and I am a casual cosplayer, live streamer, and video gamer. I've been cosplaying for 2 years, since 2016. However, for the longest time, I've always liked taking on characteristics of other characters as far back as in primary school. And this is because, obviously, on the autistic spectrum, when I was a fan of things, I would usually take bullying quite hard. However, I found a sanctum within video games, within manga, within movies, all of that. I found a safe haven where I could create an imaginary world and kind of leap into it as my own characters, my OCs, as people would call them, original characters, and just take over, get away from everything, and it eventually led down to the path here where I am a cosplayer, and I want to go in today in an introduction video how it's changed my life, where I think I'd be without it, and all of such. So, my first convention 2 years ago in June was actually West Point, Exeter, and I ended up going with my sister, who actually agreed to come along with me very kindly because she is a registered carer for me as someone on the autistic spectrum with ADHD, autism, and Asperger's. I actually brought her cosplay, which was Medusa from Soul Eater. Meanwhile, I went as Nicholas Wilde from the recent film Zootopia, and it was an absolute blast. I absolutely met some lovely people, but things got better still. So my second big convention that I went to, I actually wanted to cosplay that you can currently see me in now. However, it didn't turn up, but this ended up being my first video gaming convention in which I played Super Smash Bros. In their tournament and came in the semi-finals, unfortunately getting knocked out by the overall winner. This cosplay here that I am wearing, I'd like to emphasize, is my favorite. I will just get up so you guys can get a full sight of it. It is Corrin from the Fire Emblem series by Nintendo. Now, why did I choose Corrin exactly? Corrin is a character that in the game has to make a really big choice between both of the families, one he's been kidnapped by, and his biological family, or he can make his own decision and take his own path. For these kind of reasons, and the reasoning of wanting only peace in a world of conflict, is why I look up to this character, and why I was so desperate to cosplay him when I saw the cosplay. It cost about 300 quid on an online store. Quite a lot of my cosplays are brought online, but I will go on later to explain that I am starting to move away from that. And ever since receiving it, I've actually edited, I have taken the cape up, I've had it tailored, as you may be able to just about see on the stitching, because it was dragging on the floor and I didn't want this one getting damaged. I want this one to survive as long as possible because this is by far one of my most favourite. In fact, the beginning of this year, I attended Animanga Pop, which is a local convention down in Plymouth, and I took this one along. I met multiple amazing people who I'm now friends with on Facebook and social media, and I'm hoping to go along and talk to at some point, or see again. But I actually went and brought specially from Japan a special limited edition item from one of the games that I've got that was relevant to the character. At this convention, I entered the competition. I have ever since, to help with social anxiety, ever since... Which one did I enter first? It would have been Xmas last year. I've been entering as many cosplay competitions as possible and slowly been getting over some social anxiety that I've been having for a long time. Because obviously going out there, you're expressing yourself, you're getting out there, you're saying to people, hello, I'm not afraid as much as you think. And I actually won the Animanga Pop tournament with my performance more than the cosplay, which is fine. But I don't think I would have felt as powerful or as strong had it not been for wearing this specific cosplay. Because when I wear cosplay, I normally feel like I'm taking on the character. Also worth mentioning against the social anxiety is the Facebook Southwest Cosplay group that I'm in, that I met from West Point last year as I went for the second year. Would have gone this year, but unfortunately I'm going on to my third year of uni, so I can't actually attend. And have currently, with this group on Facebook, been planning and going to meets and socializing events, which has really helped me as a person involved. If I had not got into cosplay, had it not changed me this much, I really think that I would have heavily suffered, that I would be in a very depressive state most of the time. In fact, up until late, I kind of was, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And such, I don't think I would have been in such a social circle as before cosplay. I only had 2 friends. Now, at this very moment, I would say I have well over 20. Which is a massive leap. Even if they are just connected through the phone at the moment, I've met them in person, and I can talk to them whenever I would like to. Moving on, I would like to talk about, let's have a look, so I've put things down, just so I remember, because unfortunately memory is a problem. The latest convention I went to. 2 weeks ago, SunnyCon up in Newcastle was a big jump for me as a person and as a cosplayer. It was the first time that I took a self-tailored, so I didn't go to a store and tailor like I had with this one. And it was the first time of debuting 2 cosplays, first time doing 2 cosplays at an event, first time staying away from home, from local, other than Bristol, but I didn't really count that as much. This is the first I'd gone up the country. This was the first time I'd done it only with parental guidance, so I was going to be at the convention by myself for the most part, as a person that had travelled up. I actually met a group up there of people that I'd been talking to, which was really fun. But as a person, it was also my first group meeting. The 2 cosplays I took were Makoto Naegi from the Danganronpa series as the main character. He's also appeared in the animation variation. And Joker, the protagonist, from the Persona 5 game, when in a certain area called Mementos, or a castle. It completely changed my life, SunnyCon. Ever since coming back, I have been so much more positive. I've been so much less angry most of the time. And I think it's all down to thanking, obviously, the people I've met, the way the event went, meeting the celebrities. I've met 3 celebrities in total. 3 voice actors in total, which I'll probably mention in a minute. And everything. I actually hung out with someone on a group that I've been talking to on Instagram for the longest time. I like putting myself up on Instagram. And I actually managed to spend the weekend with her and her friends. It was a blast. I'm actually trying to get some footage back from the people that were at the event so I can create another video. Mentioning now, guys, this is my first time using this software. So, I have felt so much more confident ever since coming back. I have felt just like a better person, and I'm continuing to speak to them now, and it keeps making me feel better and better as a person. And I don't think any of this would have been possible. None of the conventions, none of any of this. I don't think I would be a better person had I not started to cosplay. And it's a really, really good help for this kind of anxiety. And I can even get around the bullying now. How? By taking on the aspects of a character without being in the cosplay. Something I learned through cosplay. And it's just amazing. Very quick edit, as in the original, I forgot to kind of mention what the meet was. It was a meet for people doing Danganronpa. It was on the original day that I had planned to be there. I actually ended up staying for all 3 days by luck, because my train was leaving so late on the last day, and it allowed me to get in early on the first day, and it was amazing. I'm so happy that happened, because it gave me a good chance to wear all the cosplays as much as I wanted. I didn't get as much recognition in the Neigi one, but hey, I enjoy the character. I thought he was impressive. His leadership skills were something I really respected. So I'm not going to complain about recognition. The meet itself was, as I said, my first. And for Danganronpa cosplays, there was about, I'd say about 40 plus people there for it. It was quite overwhelming. But the fact that everyone was there and that everyone was socializing, it really made it feel very homely. We actually ended up playing something called the Murder Game, which is based on the actual game the game is, where it's a murder mystery game, basically. But getting to know everyone, and actually I think the person running it did notice that during the scrum debate or part of the game, I seemed to be very isolated, so he actually seemed to pull me into it, which was I'm okay with, because I had no idea what to do, and it really made it a lot more fun. I felt a lot involved. I'm now actually talking to that group as well, quite a lot, and I'm interacting with that group quite a lot. I'm much more confident. In fact, the whole weekend has also helped me with, what's it called? When you kind of say, I want to do this then, this then, this then. Time management. It's called time management. Yeah, I got it. What I did say I was going to mention, over conventions, I have met 3 voice actors, which is also a really big confidence booster. I've met, oh gosh, Cara Theobald, voice of Tracer from Overwatch. I'm trying to remember their names now. Caitlin Glass and Shormy Lee. 3 big voice actors that I really wanted to meet. I didn't even know Tracer's voice actor was going to the convention I went to, which was EGX last year. Again, I took this one to it. I had an absolute blast. I got a photo with her. It was amazing. I have had so much more opportunities thanks to this whole scenario. And as I say, without it, I honestly doubt I would even, I hate to sound pessimistic, but I doubt I would still be here. I doubt I would have been able to jump out and approach people. I doubt I would have even been able to say, hi, oh, this looks like a really nice TV show. I'd really love to go on it. I'd really love to see and show people with similar disabilities that there are ways to improve. There are ways to get around things. The whole reason I really wanted to get onto the show is actually to help other children with special needs. That's actually kind of why I'm doing my university course, video games and apps. Because, as I said at the beginning of the video, they gave me a way of escaping. I want to help other people with my condition find a way to escape. That's really all I can say. I don't know what other kind of information is needed. It's all quite exciting and I'm all quite hyped up and everything, so I hope this is alright, and I'll see you around.